Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, and I'm just checking in on you. Ooh, what's going on? How's your week going? How you doing? Are you starting fights with everybody in the fucking world like this country seems to be doing? Why are we doing this? I don't watch the news anymore. That's all I'm hearing. All of Europe wants to fight us now. Is that true? We're trying to take Greenland? For what? For what? What does he want to put a golf course up there? You want to go get the oil? Is Greenland a threat to us? What are they doing now? It's unreal. It's unreal. I can't tell you this. Having traveled the world, one of the moves that a leader likes to do when they don't know what they're doing is just constantly be starting fires. That way, all the people are just watching the fire trucks go down the street and they're looking at the fire and they never look at him. That's what's going on. That's what I think's going on. Or it's a narcissist dealing with, they're at the end of the road. And the one thing a narcissist can't deal with is their own mortality, which has got to be infuriating for them. So it's just like, well, if I'm going to pass on, I'm fucking taking everybody with me. These people are going to remember me. It's unreal. It's really ironic that all of the people that are really, that started this whole fucking alligator Alcatraz thing, they're literally the people that should be in it. The people that want to take Greenland, the people that are behind all of these false flag things, they're the ones that should be in it. That's not, I don't know. But that's not how it works. It's just they wearing the right colored tie, then I fucking buy into what you're saying. As long as the tie's the color of my team. Insane. Insane. We have literally not had somebody that had the ability to give a speech as our leader in a way that wasn't embarrassing since fucking, it's almost been 10 years. It's almost been 10 years. I don't understand it. I think the new qualification to be president, Democrat or Republican, is you in no way, shape, or form can have all your faculties. Anyway, we got to get somebody young, Republican or Democrat. We got to get somebody young in the White House, somebody that's actually going to have to deal with the ramifications of their decisions. That would be nice, but that's still, the reality is the corruption is just the robber baron shit that is going on right now. And they got everybody looking at illegal immigrants while these assholes are just firing everybody and then taking the fired people's salary as their bonus at the end of the year. And giant conglomerates are buying up other giant conglomerates, and somehow they're not considered a monopoly. It's just, it's a fascinating thing. Speaking of fascinating, I told you guys that I've been, really working on myself, and I hadn't lost my temper. I finally lost my temper. It finally happened, but it wasn't, nuclear the way it used to be. It's just, I've been having a problem with my garage door, and I got my drums in there, and I have a show coming up where I got to play 3 songs. And for the life of me, I can't get anybody to fix this garage door so it works for longer than 2 or 3 days. First it was the coils, then it was the motor, then it was this, then it's that, and it just keeps coming down, hitting the ground, and then immediately going back up again. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's outside my area of expertise, and I finally had an afternoon off where I could go out and rehearse what I needed to rehearse. And doggone it, wouldn't you know it? So I lost my shit for about 3 seconds, and then I stopped and was like, I don't want to do this. And I stopped. And then that's it. Someone will come over here. They'll fix it. I'll play good that night. I still have time. It's just frustrating. That's it. And then I move on. As opposed to the old me that would have put my foot through the fucking garage door and thrown a few things, and I would be in the garage, and they would have been able to hear me in the house. So, don't want to do. I just don't want to do that shit anymore. So, but I'm not going to beat myself up. I mean, anger is also a valid emotion. However, it is not the only emotion, nor is it the only option. So, occasionally, I was kind of viewing anger like the way I viewed quitting drinking. Like, if I ever lost my temper again, that means I had a drink. I got to start over again. But like, I would think 4 attempts to fix a garage door and you have the pressure of a gig coming up and it doesn't work is probably a time where you're going to lose your cool a little bit. But like I said, it wasn't even 20 seconds. And as it was happening, I was like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. So it wasn't able to spill over the sides, have half the street hear it. So I am happy about that. Anyway, so I am going to have setbacks, as you know. It's not an episode of Dr. Phil where it's just like, you need to stop yelling. Thank you, Philip. And then I'm done. It's going to be a work in progress. So, anyways, plowing ahead. My Boston Bruins, dude, had won 7 of 8, had a great win in Chicago. Everybody contributing. All 4 lines. Speaking of the 4th line, number 47 in your playbook, Mark Kastelik had a great steal, went in alone, just picked the pocket of this defenseman, just took it right away from him, then fought off the defenseman as he went in alone, faked out the goalie, and I believe backhand top shelf. Really nice goal. But then we went to Dallas last night, and that was an ugly game. But you have those. I don't know. I think Chicago and Dallas are 2 really fun cities. At least they have been for me. So I think if your team has like, a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Monday, Wednesday, or something like that, Sunday, Tuesday, Chicago, Dallas, or Dallas, Chicago, you should probably bet against your team on the second game because chances are... I don't know if they went out after the Chicago game or they just had a stinkeroo. But anyway, we were down 6-0 at one point. We scored 2 late ones. Morgan Geeky got one, which is great. And Fraser Minton, so our 3rd line, got us 2 goals towards the end to make it a little bit respectable. But, there's a lot of things to like on this team. That Marat Husnadinov, number 92, the left wing on the first line, who I had no idea how to pronounce his name till finally I just looked it up. So K-N-U-S, K-H-U-S. I guess wherever he's from, the K is silent. So it's Husnadinov, Marat Husnadinov. But he's having a career year playing on the same line of David Pastrnak. So that's been like really fun to watch. And, there's a lot of guys on the team that are just solid grinders. You know what I mean? And who knows if Geeky gets going again, because I think he was playing on the second line earlier this year. So now he's on the third line. I don't know, gave more ice time to some other guys. I have no fucking idea. All I know is I'm enjoying the hell out of watching them. They got the Vegas Knights next. And this is like the old days. If you listen to this podcast a long time ago before I had kids, I used to fucking watch every game. It was easy. They come on at 4:30, the East Coast game, 5 o'clock for the Midwest game. The West Coast games were the only tough ones because I would have spots or whatever. So, but I've been having a fucking great time watching them. And because I've been watching sports, now my kids, that's all they do is play sports. And what's even better is they play sports with each other. When I'm not even out there, they play catch, they do the home run thing and all of that. And they've been really into baseball. My son's really into football now too. He's got this Tom Brady jersey. Like, you put it in the hamper, he takes it out, and he just wants to keep wearing it. And he pulls his socks up over his jeans, and then he takes like stickers and he puts them underneath his eyes, so it's like the black, the ink, whatever the fuck you call that shit that they put on. and he just dresses up the whole part, and then like he runs around the living room, and I play on my knees, and I stiff armed him like one time, and he just picks shit up. Next thing he's stiff arming me, and I had to tell him like, dude, not in the face, not in the face, just chest is okay, buddy, and like he loves it. And the other day I was out, you know, like it's the easiest way to spend time with your kids is playing sports with them. Playing catch, you can really like shoot the breeze and talk about anything, and they're really kind of open to talk about stuff, you know, because they're distracted throwing, right? And so I was getting ready to pitch to my son, and my daughter has an iPad that she's only allowed to use on the weekends, and then we take it away. She can't have it 5 days a week, but you know, it is the future. They got to know what the hell it is, right? And so it was the weekend, and she had her iPad out there, and she was playing walk-up music for when my son was coming up to bed. And it was every bit as adorable as it sounds. So that aspect of my life has been going great. The home life is great. My stand-up is great. And but as far as like, I don't know, these friggin' guys, and I just don't mean the people in the White House. I mean the corporations, the way they dictate where our military goes and everything. It's just like out of control. And I don't understand how long people think that this country is going to behave like this before a bunch of people aren't going to gang up on us and tell us to settle the fuck down. Because we've been doing this for a while, and now it's just getting like, it's brazen behavior. I feel like we're acting like, you know, that I always use this as a reference. You know that like the first guy Steven Seagal beats the shit out of in a movie? It's always like a nameless character, and they're always just like a dick just to be a dick. Like, hey, ponytail, nice fucking shirt. How about I come down there and fucking kick you right in the balls? Like, for no reason. No reason. The guy just comes in there, and some guy just has to start, because they have to, like, it's so funny. Like, we don't know that Steven Seagal is going to beat the shit out of everybody in the movie. They just have to establish his character. I feel like we're behaving like that at this point with this asinine Greenland shit. Yeah, the whole thing is just bizarre. Gulf of Mexico is now called Gulf of America. Like this whole, like, I don't know, white people acting like they don't have power and need to take something back. I really do not, as a white guy, I don't align with the put upon white person. Unless you're looking at the white people that are doing it to you, who are then blaming non-white people. If you could just stop believing that lie and maybe look at the people telling you that you should be upset with, maybe you could enlighten yourself and actually figure out what's really going on. Or as much as you can, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what's going on. I do know that, you know. I do know that when somebody's taking more than they should, they always got to point fingers at everybody else. So that's their deal. They get you watching the fire engine going down the street as they go light another fire. So anyway, with that, college football season is now over, and we only have 2 more weeks of football. Like, I don't know how professional football. I don't know how this happens every year. And I really just think it comes down to the fact that your team only plays 1 game a week. That's why it goes so goddamn fast. Like, you just imagine if the fucking, whatever your baseball team, I'm a Red Sox fan, right? What if they played 17 regular games? You would watch every baseball game. They would all mean so much. Unless they totally sucked. If they lost 4 in a row, you'd be like, well, I guess this fucking season's over. But if they were in it, you'd watch every one of those. And then there was just, 4 rounds of the playoffs, even if you include the wild card, and they were all just 1 game. So you got a grand total of like 21 games. I mean, I don't give a fuck what sport you're watching. You got time to watch 21 of them. But it go by like that. I think that that's what it is. Beyond the fact that football's so much fun to watch, but like it just goes by so goddamn fast. What happened? When I think back to September, that seems like a long time ago. But when I think back to the beginning of the football season, it seems like yesterday. We get it, Bill. The football season goes by a little too quick for you. Yeah, it does. It does. Which is why I want to introduce you guys to motorcycle racing. MotoGP starts up in February, right when the football stops. There's one race a week, not even every week. There are only 20-something laps. If you want to watch people riding motorcycles at over 200 miles an hour, passing each other before they slam on the brakes and try to go over and under each other in the fucking turns, that is the sports for you. You'll be surprised how quickly you get into it. I mean, personally, that's what I'm getting ready for. I'd like to go to a race this year somewhere. I don't know. I'm setting up this tour this year to have a good time. I don't know if I'm still allowed to go to Europe after this guy who's never had a fight in his life is trying to start a war with everybody that's fucking even looks at him. I don't know. I don't pretend to understand things at that level, but I don't get how this is good for this country. And I have such an awful feeling that this is all being done on purpose and that they are literally, after going around the world and trying to destabilize as many countries as we possibly could so we could take advantage of them, I now feel like they're going to do that to this country. And that's what is happening. Because if you look at these corporate people, after they stomp out all competition and they have a monopoly, they don't just stop and say that we won. They start eating their own. They then go internal and they start firing everybody in their own company. More. I think we've just kind of reached the end. There's nothing left to do other than to eat your own. And just blaming powerless people as they do it. I don't know. I don't get it. It's fucking wild. But I'm not even watching the fucking news and just the shit people are telling me. I'm like, I don't know. This is it. This is when I go into this thing where I think, like, how is there a God that loves us, that makes the kind of people that lead nations that do what they do? I'm not just talking about us. I'm talking about all around the fucking world. Like these heartless, ruthless fucking lunatic people. It's really what the job attracts. I'm trying to think if there's actually a decent human being that is the leader of a country. If there is, you don't last long. Being a nice, empathetic person running a country, I just don't feel like that is a recipe. That is a recipe to lose an election or get whacked or have a military coup. They're just like, look at him. He cares about the regular Joe. He's a weak bastard. Let's fucking move on him. I was watching this nature show the other night. Nature! With my kids, trying to get them to chill before they went to bed. So it was about these penguins, and they had all these amazing shots down in Antarctica. And there's this fucking lunatic. He's down there by him. I guess he's with his camera crew, too. And these penguins, they come to this ledge, and there's nowhere for them to go. And it seems like if they were to jump off it and try to hit the water, they would all die. And, of course, the glacier starts to break. And I'm just looking at it thinking, like, the level of drama. Like, this feels like a Jason Statham movie right now. Like, what am I watching? Like, I was on the edge of my seat. And at one point, the guy down there was talking about the penguins, and they were on the edge. He goes, I've never seen anything like this. It's like, well, yeah, you're in fucking Antarctica. You're not supposed to see this. We're not even supposed to be there. Why are we there? Is there any place on the planet we could just leave alone? What the fuck are you? Look at the it's a bunch of penguins on the edge of the thing. They'll figure it out. And they did. They jumped and they lived. It was this whole big buildup of stress for nothing. And my thing is they knew that the penguins lived. They had the footage. They filmed the whole thing. But they didn't. They were like, this is an opportunity to inject some drama into this. So some 57-year-old bald ginger sitting on a couch won't turn the channel and will just sit here and watch this. And the whole time, they had all the footage. They knew that none of them were going to die. And they had me on the edge of my seat riding this out with these penguins at the bottom of the fucking world. I don't know. There's a big part of me that there's so much shit that you should never see unless you risk your life to go see it. Like, I had no problem with that guy in Antarctica seeing that shit. All right? If you want to get on a fucking boat, I mean, you can't take a plane there, right? You got to charter a plane. There's nobody doing that. Wait a minute. Is that the place to buy land with global warming? When the other 7 continents are just unlivable. I feel like the last place to go. Oh my God. This is like Kevin Costner, reverse Waterworld. Rather than Waterworld, you all go down to Antarctica. Now, is there grass underneath that? Or is it just a giant... It's considered a continent, so there's got to be land under there. Oh, my God. Maybe this is why I watch these shows. I got to look this shit up now. Okay. Is there land under the snow? Oh, God. In Antarctica. I'm not the only one who asked. In October 2023, researchers revealed a picture of a prehistoric drainage network of rivers and valleys beneath East Antarctica, a landscape bigger than Belgium that's buried out of sight by glacial ice for tens of millions of years. Okay, so maybe that's the move. And I think one of these fucking bigwig corporations will annex, is that the word? Antarctica. They'll divvy it up amongst themselves, and then they'll sell it to us, different parcels. And they'll say, this is how you diversify your stock market portfolio, is also own a little cottage down in Antarctica. The snow is melting. The grass is growing. These are crazy times. They'll somehow bring the Bible into it so that we won't look at ourselves and our hands in it. And none of it, they're going to sell it to you. Do you remember when they were selling stars? Stars, you look up in the air at night and you see twinkle, twinkle, little star. They were actually, somebody had the balls. I shouldn't say they had the vision to be like, what if somehow, some way, we pretended we had the legal naming rights to all the stars you see above. And we actually told to the common man that if he gave us money, we would send him a piece of paper and would name one of those stars after a loved one. Do you think we know that there's sort of an infinite amount of stars. Is there an infinite amount of stupid people that actually fucking are dumb enough to think that if they send us money and we send them a certificate of authenticity, that centuries later, whenever everybody's dead and gone, they could be, you see that star up there? That's Claire Johnson. She lived from 1953. I'll give her a nice... Sorry, I didn't have it on airplane mode and somebody gave me a call there, you know. It was another one of them fucking spam-a-lot calls. Yeah, that Claire Johnson, 1953 to 2047, you know, that's... I feel like they're going to do the same thing. Like, and then everybody, like the boat you're supposed to get on never shows up. Or they just take you out to sea and they just whack you. You know, you're sitting there. It's like Noah's Ark, but only with people. And then they have a lottery of like who's going to be able to live down in Antarctica, you know, which causes division amongst all of us, right? It's like boarding Delta Airlines, right? It always comes down to that. It's all the same shit, the same level of like separation and getting people to fight like amongst themselves. And then in the end, once the people that think they're making it have signed off on everybody else being left behind or being whacked, they then, you know, then separate that group again. They just keep separate. And then basically the only group of regular people that makes it to Antarctica are the ones who are immediately going to be enslaved by the people that helped steer us on this path towards global warming. That's how it goes down. And then they say, what we're going to do is we're going to stay down here on Antarctica, and we're going to, for the first time ever, we are going to live like the Native Americans did. You remember those people that actually knew how to live one with the environment, the ones that we killed? Yeah, we're going to co-opt what they did, act like we came up with it, name a lot of it after ourselves while the planet heals itself. And then I don't know where it goes from there. Either it starts all over again, or some William Wallace type of guy rises up. Can you imagine if this has actually been happening? Like, this is the natural progression of the planet, and I don't know how long human beings have been on the planet. Let's just say 1 million years. I don't fucking know. I don't listen to that Tyson Fury. What's his name? Mike Tyson Fury. The scientist, Tyson. He's like the Dr. Phil of scientists. He's always on stuff talking to dumb people like me, and we're all like, boy, oh boy, is this guy smart. Is he smart, or does he just always talk to people dumber than he is? When exactly is he a... How the fuck are you a famous scientist? You haven't invented anything. Anyway. Like, every 1 million years, like, this is what we start in the caves, and then we get all the way to like fucking AI, virtual reality, and then the whole place burns down, and a handful of us make it to Antarctica. We ride it out, and, you know, we just run out of fucking natural resources and shit. We just become primitive again, and then we all take off to different parts of the world, and we're separate from one another for a long time, which creates different races of people, and it just starts all over again. It starts all over again. And each generation, or each like version of it, has their own Buddhas, Allahs, Jesus, Muhammad, and all of that. Just different names each time. I don't know, Bill, or maybe this is the one and only shot we got. We're going to fuck it. Hey, you know, it could be that. It could be that. All right, that is the podcast, everybody. A little sci-fi mixed in with your Bruins talk, mixed in with a little current affairs. How about that? How about that? You know, a lot of people need to bring a guest on so the guest can help draw out the stupidity of the host, but not this podcast. Old Billy can do it all by himself. The stupidity just effortlessly flows. All right, that is the podcast. Have a great weekend, you cunts. Sorry, yawned there. And we have a bonus episode of the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast from a Thursday in the past. And I hope you enjoy it. That's it. All right, I'll see you. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, January 22nd, 2018. What's going on? How are you? How are you? How's it going? All right. Let's just get right down to it. The New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl again. Super Bowl. Unfucking believable. How many times can they win games like that? It's incredible. I thought the officiating was great. Well, everything was great. Fantastic. I liked how it all washed out. I really enjoyed that referee laughing his ass off after we scored a touchdown. That was tremendous. I love everybody who saw that ref cracking up laughing, which you are not supposed to do, by the way, as a referee. And that guy will definitely get disciplined, because what happens is every mouth breathing moron goes, look, the game's fixed. He's laughing because they just, which I understand. That is the knee-jerk reaction. But think about what you're saying. All right? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that referee was on the take. All right? Which, God knows, I always said that about the NBA, and then they caught that fucking guy. And everybody said I was nuts. All right? Put yourself in that guy's position. All right? Judging by his age, I'm going to assume he had a wife and kids. He's got a mortgage. He's got a house. And he's risking all of that and his freedom to fix an NFL game. Put yourself in that position. Are you going to be laughing when the team scores, or are you going to be fucking stone-faced? Are you really going to be sitting there going, yeah, guys, just like we fucking said, So I'm hoping the NFL films will come out just to hear whatever Patriots said that made him laugh, because he's going to get in trouble for that, because that opened this floodgate. Everybody was just saying, look at all the penalties on this side. I still don't like the ticky-tack pass interference stuff. However, having said all of that, I think the Jaguars' defense was a little overrated. Everybody kept talking about how fucking great their defense was, and completely ignored that the week before they gave up 42 fucking points to the Steelers in the playoffs when it counted. Everyone just kept talking about how great their fucking defense. Their defense is that. The only reason why nobody really fucking brought that up was because their offense scored 45 points. So, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to tell you about that great Jaguar defense. They also played in a weak division. They beat the Colts twice. That's why I don't. This is my deal. Okay, I'm not saying they don't have a. They actually do have a great defense, but they're young, and they do dumb things like take stupid penalties right before the half, when the home team, whose favorite, has only scored 3 points. That fucking helmet to helmet hit, by the way. Stupid fucking penalty, big chunk of yards, and then you take a fucking bonehead pass interference call on the next play. And you basically give the Patriots a touchdown, you give them fucking hope, and then also your great defense gives up 2 touchdowns in the final fucking 6 minutes. So I don't know what to tell you. There was a brutal hold call on the final important offensive play of the game. I will give you that. But, okay, let's say they call holding there. We're going to run it the next play. You guys are going to burn your last time out. We're going to kick the ball. You're going to be down on the 10 fucking yard line. And you're telling me with a minute and change, Blake Bortles is going to run the length of the fuck. I mean, it could happen. It could fucking happen, but I don't know. But anyways, that's why I don't give a shit about, regular season stats. I mean, okay, here's the thing, pumping up the fucking Jaguars defense. Regular season, they beat the Colts without Andrew Luck 27-0. They beat the Browns and only gave up 7 fucking points. They beat the Colts again 30-10.
They beat the Texans 45-7. These are all fucking teams that you're not going to see in January. All right? But if you go through their fucking season, they played the Titans twice, a playoff team. They lost to them both times. Led up 37 fucking points and had a close game at the end of the year. They played the Rams that were a playoff team. They lost to them. The only playoff team that I'm looking here real quick that they beat was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Beat them 30-9. And then they met them in the playoffs, and they let up 42 fucking points. So, I don't know. I mean, how much more advantage could that defense have? I mean, Edelman wasn't in the game, our number one receiver. Our next number one option was Rob Gronkowski, and you knocked him out, you know, on a helmet-to-helmet hit that if a Patriot did it would have been viewed as like you killed Christ or something. But whatever. It was a great game. Jaguars should have won the game. I just thought they were too young and didn't know how to win the game. Didn't know how to put the Patriots away. And I don't know. And Tom Brady's Tom Brady. Not to mention Tom Brady also had I don't know what the fuck happened. Guy cut his fucking hand. We have an almost 41-year-old quarterback with the fucking stitches in his throwing hand. Edelman is out, and you knock out Gronkowski. And I don't want to hear, well, Gronkowski wasn't doing shit. Gronkowski does something on every play. He draws double coverage, and you didn't have to fucking deal with that anymore. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I do feel bad for Jaguar fans because, you know, that's a fucking football city that nobody seems to give a shit about. You know what I mean? I like the Jags. You know what? I've actually come around those helmets, too. So it was a great fucking game. The Patriots are limping into the Super Bowl and should be underdogs but won't be because every mouth-breathing moron who doesn't know shit about football will put money on the Patriots for somehow we will be I mean, the Eagles just look like fucking world beaters. They have an amazing defense. They have two fucking beasts. They have Proles and fucking Malcolm Blunt. I mean, I don't know why the fuck we ever got rid of him. I'm sure there was a reason for it. But, yeah, I mean, the Eagles should be favorites. But they won't be just historically because they've never fucking won it. And we've won a lot. So then if we lose, it's going to be like an unbelievable upset. What does it say about Brady's legacy? We shall see. We shall see. And I feel bad for New England fans that are going to go to that game with the behavior of Eagles fans and all of that shit. And, you know, I saw some of the footage. Some of the shit was funny, but, I don't know. Philly fans, you know what they act like? Do you remember when you didn't know how to talk to women, so you just fucking went out and did crazy shit every weekend, hoping that the women would then hear the story and be like, oh, that's the guy I want to go out with? I just don't get it, man. I just don't, you know, fucking Vikings fans. Oh, hey, how are you? How you doing? Like the fucking nice Midwest people. You're throwing full beers at them. I don't know. But on the other side, it's just like, you know that's what you're going to get. Why the fuck would you wear your Vikings gear to the goddamn game? But that's really getting played out, showing that type of shit. And they did the classic thing, too. You know, it's funny, with every, NFL city, they have, the story. Like, whenever there's a game in Boston, they have to play that stupid fucking Departed music. I'm shipping up to Boston and I lost me leg, and then they're going to show Paul Revere and all this Freedom Trail shit that nobody gives a fuck about who lives in Boston. I walk by that fucking statue a million times. I never look at it. And I don't eat clam chowder. Anytime Philly plays in a major sporting event, at some point, some fucking douche is going to try to teach you how to order a Philly cheesesteak. It's like, we got it. Give me a whiz-wit. Give me one without. Don't say Philly cheesesteak. You're in Philly. You could literally walk up there to any fucking cheesesteak place in Philadelphia and be like, I would like a cheesesteak with onions and peppers and provolone cheese. And you're going to get it. Because at the end of the day, they're a fucking business and they need your money. They always do that. They show the fucking Rocky statue, and then they bring up the fact that they threw fucking batteries at Santa Claus. As if that is the only fucking thing that has ever happened in Philadelphia. Why don't they ever reenact Ben Franklin flying that fucking stupid kite with the key on it, right? Why don't they bring up the 83 Philadelphia 76ers, the most underrated fucking championship team of all time, who I've said forever that I would put up against the 96 Bulls? Okay? I would take Dr. J and fucking Andrew Toney to fucking knock down a lot of what Jordan and fucking, what's his face are going to do? Scottie Pippen. And then underneath, you got fucking Moses Malone one-on-one against Luke Longley. I'm not saying they would have won. I'm saying, be a hell of a fucking series. Anyways, congratulations to the fucking Eagles. What a game. Good Lord. They gave the Vikings the old right there, Fred. I bet there was a lot of Vikings fans wishing that they just fucking lost to the Saints after that beatdown. They took them right across their fucking lap, spanked their fanny. Is it weird that, as much as I love the Vikings, I kind of was rooting for the Eagles just because, I don't know. Case Keenum. I just can't get past that name. Case Keenum. It just makes me feel so fucking old. Somebody named a kid Case. Couldn't just name him Robert. Sorry, I'm being a cunt. So anyways, if you are a Patriots fan, just know that, it's going to be a terrible fan experience because nobody does anything about that level of fucking ridiculous behavior. And I think at this point, they get so much fucking hype out of how bad they behave. They're like trying to outdo one another. Like, do you remember a few years ago, there was like some off-duty cop went to like a Phillies game and this guy was swearing and shit behind him. And he goes, "Hey, take it easy. I got my kid here." And the guy put his fingers down his throat and threw up on the guy's kid. At that point, it's just like, you're just doing that just to do it, right? I don't know. So anyway, so now we're going to have to sit through fucking 2 goddamn weeks of them talking about fucking throwing batteries at Santa Claus and showing the fucking Paul Revere statue, and I'm shipping up to Boston and I lost me leg. I don't know. I think the Eagles are an overwhelming favorite. If people knew how to gamble on football, I would think. But that's not how it works. But I think it's the Eagles' game to fucking lose. I might be crazy, but that's definitely what I think. But all right, so there you go. There's my football talk. Condolences to the fucking Jaguars and Vikings fans. Hey, you know what I'm actually excited to watch is that thing where they have it's on Thursday on CBS about the NFL players, like who's like basically whatever your hobby is. They got guys in the NFL playing drums, guitar, cooking and shit. I actually want to watch that because I want to see how good the football player drummers are. How stupid is that, right? Oh, whatever. You got 1,000 fucking channels. You got to find something to watch, right? Anyways, did you guys see that fucking the fuck is that 1 year anniversary? I forgot. Remember that lady when Trump got in who was just screaming no? I don't understand that type of protest to do something like that, because I think a lot of people were thinking that, but to literally do what that woman did makes anybody who doesn't like Trump look like a fucking lunatic. You know? There's so much just weird shit like that. Like I saw last night, the SAG Awards had all women presenters. I just fucking, for the fucking life of me, who comes up with this shit? All of it just seems like self-preservation to me, and none of it seems like you're actually going to work on the problem. Like, that's all the SAG Awards have to fucking do is just have all female presenters and be like, yeah, see that? They're all good people over there. They get it. It's a show of solidarity. It's a show of strength. I don't know. I think it's a pretty weak fucking effort. You know, we're going to wear all black tuxedos. We're going to have all female presenters. There we go. We've been vetted. I hate that word, by the way. Yeah, that's the whole fucking thing. It's just, I mean, who is pro sexual harassment? Why would you need to go that much out of your way to do something as silly as that, which in a lot of ways is kind of reverse sexist? Isn't it? I don't know. Here's one fucking thing about this. This is the only business I know about. Is this business that I'm in. This business is fucking brutal. And it routinely picks people up and slams them against the pavement emotionally every fucking day, regardless of what's between your legs. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I just look at it and I'm like, well, if they just decided they were going to have all male presenters, that would be considered the most sexist thing ever. And then on the other side, if you want all these creeps, well, let's be specific. Only the male creeps in Hollywood. If you want all of them out, I don't know that that's the fucking way to do it. If that's an effective way to do it. Everybody wears the same colored shirt and you have all women presenters. You know, I don't have a degree in fighting crime, whatever that degree is. But I don't think same-colored shirts is going to do it. We have to stop ISIS. Okay, everybody wear blue shirts on Tuesday. He's not wearing a blue shirt. Does that mean he's in ISIS?
It's not what it is, Bill. It's symbolism. It's a sign of strength. Oh, Jesus.
All right, maybe that is what it is. I have no fucking idea. This is why I watch sports. I watch fucking sports. So once again, the New England Patriots, they're in their 10th fucking Super Bowl. They have a chance to win their 6th Super Bowl. Literally what Tom Brady, Belichick, and these guys are doing. As much as you guys fucking hate them, and every fucking time we win a game, there's some giant goddamn conspiracy because nobody will give it up that they're a fucking great team. What they've done at this point has transcended the game of football. All right, you got to put them up there with like the fucking, I would say the Yankees from DiMaggio to Mickey Mantle. That run there with the amount of World Series that they went to, the amount that they won. The Canadians back in the day, the Celtics in the 60s. I mean, that's literally what you're watching. And for them to be doing it now, you know, the reason why that never happens anymore is because now there's like 30 fucking teams in basically every sport. It's just too difficult to do, and somehow they are doing it. So as much as you hate them, can you at least give it up on that? Or are you just going to, I don't know, are we going to start weighing footballs again and fucking, I don't know. All right. Speaking of the Canadians, hey, how you guys doing up there in Montreal? Huh? You watch any Bruins-Canadians games lately? We beat them 3 times in the last 8 days. And the only reason why I know that is because Joe Bartnick from the Great Puck Off podcast told me. I've been so goddamn busy. I only watched the first period of one of the games. I've missed so much Bruins hockey, and I know they're playing great, and they're on this amazing streak. And pretty excited that they beat the Canadians 3 times in the last 8 games. I know I have all the games taped, so I'm gonna have to watch them in like 1 period segments now because I got the kiddo at home. But having said that, everybody knows the regular season doesn't mean shit. You know, and I'm telling you, regular season stats. Just go back to somebody's schedule and look at what they did against playoff teams, and even then. I think in football it gives you a little bit more of a gauge, but like in basketball, baseball, and hockey, I don't think it means shit because on any given night, they play so many games, any team can beat another team. But winning in the playoffs and winning 4 out of 7 it's a whole different ball game. So I just wish more announcers would do that shit. You know what I mean? Look at the division. Like, even look at the Patriots. For how many years we've gotten all these double-digit wins? The fucking AFC East has been so goddamn weak so many years. So many years like the Jets, who, by the way, beat the Jaguars in the regular season. The Jets fucking suck. The Dolphins have sucked, and the Bills have sucked. So many of those years gives them, or at least mediocre. And that has given us 5 to 6 wins every fucking year. Anyway, all right, I'm done. I'm done with the goddamn sports. Let's talk about. It was my daughter. Is that my daughter over there? It was my daughter's first birthday this past weekend. I can't believe it. She's already 1. She's no longer a baby. She's a toddler, which is pretty amazing. And I got to be honest with you, it's a little sad. You know what I mean? She's now motoring around the house, and I don't know. It's already going by way too fast. And so anyways, it was her birthday, right? So I decided, every year for her birthday as a dad, I'm going to make her a homemade cake. And I did it. And we had Nia invited all of these people. Like, it's weird. Like, all of our friends, a bunch of our friends, I should say, had kids in the last year or the last 3 years. So we had 16 little kids over here, plus their parents. And a few of them brought friends. Like, we had we had a house party, but it was just kids. It was awesome. The kids were it was amazing, man. It just blew my mind because I was sitting there. There was 30 people in my house at least, and I remember standing there thinking wow, literally a year and a half ago, this would have been a bunch of guys sitting here smoking cigars out on the back porch, drinking booze. And now I got all these kids running around, all of this stuff. And I got to tell you, after watching all the kids, I'm kind of psyched I had a daughter. Dude, little girls are amazing. They're like little adults. They sit there. They're emotionally stable. The little boys, they're fucking lunatics. They're running all over the place. I got this fountain out in my front yard, and I know that sounds, wow, Bill. Wow, you got a fountain in your front yard. You know what I would say about our fountain? Go back and watch that Fred Armisen sketch on SNL when he does the thing, marble columns, when they were talking about putting marble columns on the front of split entry houses. I hate this fucking fountain. I've never liked it. It's just a giant, it's like a fucking, it's just a giant place for mosquitoes to fuck in and give us West Nile virus. You know what I mean? But they give you, then you've got to buy these little fucking donuts of poison that you throw in there, and then a bird comes by and drinks out of it, and then the bird dies. So I never have any water in there. So these boys run out there. They're climbing up on the fucking thing. I'm having a panic attack that one of them's going to fall down. You get them off of that, then they're throwing rocks down into the driveway, hitting the cars. I couldn't get, they're little kids, so I didn't get upset, but I was just like, wow, man, this is, having a girl is a lot easy on the parenting thing. I mean, they sit down, they're chill, they're thinking, The boys are just hilarious. I don't know. If you turn your back, one of them's going to be, I got an idea. What if I jump through the screen door? So, I don't know. Made me feel lucky again. So everybody gathers around to sing happy birthday, and I got this cake that I made. And I've never made a cake before, and I didn't try it out. I didn't want to test a slice and have a giant slice taken out. So I was basically going to have 30 people all taste the cake in front of me, and I was waiting for this tastes like shit. The cake's too dry or whatever. But fortunately, everybody seemed to like the cake. And after that, the whole party was downhill. That was the big thing. I was just I just have to get past. I got to get on the other side of the cake here. People eat the cake and they actually like it. God knows if my wife didn't like it, she would have let me know. Well, in fact, she did try the frosting the night before, and she let me know that she thought it could have been a little more chocolate. It just tastes sweet. I just wish there was more cocoa in it. You know what I mean? And I just went like, yeah, and then had like a full-on fucking panic attack. You know? It's like, why would you tell me that? You know I'm stressing about this shit. I don't know. That's what they do. That's what they do. What would they be doing if they weren't fucking criticizing us? Why can't there be an award show about that? Where they protest the lack of compliments a man gets the second he marries a woman. I don't give a shit if my wife cooked a shoe. How does it taste, Bill? Oh, it's delicious. Can I have more of the laces? It's almost like pasta, except there's shoelaces. You know, put on a fucking brave face. Do you know how many times I've made something? Okay, I've made my wife dinner, and she's bitten. The first bite she bites into, she goes, and then she runs over and grabs some salt or something like that, or just like, if I ever fucking, a few times I've ever done that. I did it I think for the first time since I can ever remember. I did it this year, and it was just one of those nights. It was late night, and she was tired, and she just went to the fridge, and she usually can look in there and figure something out, and this time she just didn't, and threw it together, and it wasn't good. And she was like, how is it? I didn't say anything. I just kind of gave her a look like, eesh. And then she was just like, you don't like it? You think it's bad? And then immediately I had to be like, no, it's good. It's good. It's just, you've made better. And then you just falling down the fucking hole. You're like, why was I honest? She does it to me all the fucking time. I thought this was a little dry. I thought this was, yeah, it's like I feel like I'm on the Iron Chef whenever I put something on the fucking table. I mean, I'm literally talking like oatmeal. Like if I put too much milk in there, she'd be like, it's too soupy. It's too soupy. And I want to be like, you know what? If it wasn't as hot as it is, if oatmeal wasn't as hot as it is, I would literally dump that over your fucking head. All right, what are you, like a food critic? This is actually making me upset. I'm kind of a fucking person. Another person makes them a meal, and all you do is criticize it. How about you at least go, hey, I really appreciated that you took the time out to make me a meal. That's one of the most kindest, loving things that one human being could do for another human being. Having said that, I like a little bit less milk. There's no way to criticize it without coming off like a jerk. Just in the future, just to let you know, I like a little less milk. By the way, making a homemade cake, not that hard. It's not that hard. Don't be intimidated. It's easy. Making a pie, the pie crust, that's a fucking art. Making a cake, not that fucking hard. I made a 3-layer cake, and what's going to happen is each layer is going to be a little I don't know. It was really hard to try to make them level. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm sure there's something I can watch on YouTube. But when you go to make it, if, each layer of cake, if one's leaning to the left, the other's leaning to the right, you just spin them around. You put them together like Legos, and know that you're going to have frosting in the middle where you can kind of level it out, and no one's going to notice. My cake had a little lean to it. Nothing crazy. Probably the hardest thing is frosting the cake. I started to watch videos on that, but it was just too, I don't know, it was just too fucking boring, and there was all this playoff football on. I wanted to watch that, so I probably could have done a better job at that. I don't know. I'll ask my wife. God knows she'll fucking tell me, right? But enough with me complaining about her complaining, right? I should be secure enough in my own baking skills. No, you did this one wrong. I was trying to, because I didn't have a lot of shit to talk about this week. Other than just being completely blown away that my daughter's already a year old. I can't believe it. And I got her up this morning, and I just couldn't believe how big she was. And I was already thinking, like, she used to be able to fit, like, her head would go from my elbow, not even to the tips of my fingers. Like, I could just hold her just like that. Now she's huge. What happened? You know? There's nothing. I can now see why people have a bunch of kids, because you keep wanting to hit reset. There's nothing better than having a baby around your house. It's the greatest. It's like a puppy times a million. But what is cool is she's starting to talk. So I'm waiting for these the conversations, because some of the kids, my God, they were hilarious. There was this little boy, right? And he was talking to this. They wanted to see like outside my house, like along the side. So I go, all right, I'll take you over there. Just be careful, because you know there's all these concrete steps and shit. I don't want somebody falling down. So he points to the side of the house. He goes, "What's this?" And I go, "Oh, that's the back of the chimney." And you know, he's a little kid. He goes, "What's that?" And then the little girl answers. She goes, "That's where Santa Claus comes down and the smoke goes up when you have a fire." And then I think the little kid liked the girl, and he goes, he says to me, he goes, "Does she live here?" And I started to answer. The girl once again answered the question. She goes, "No." She goes, "I live out in the desert." And the boy goes, "In the sand?" She goes, "No." What the heck? Kid was bombing. I was pulling for him. I was like, say something funny, make her laugh. Whatever. I just like that he was working on his game at like 4 years of age. Which reminded me, when I was a little kid, I liked this girl who lived in my neighborhood. So I just went over her house. Not even invited. I just went over her house, knocked on the door. I think her name was Michelle. I knocked on the door, and her mom answers. I was like, "Yeah, hey, is Michelle home?" She goes, "Yeah, she's in there watching TV." And I go, "Okay." So I went in there, and I sat down and watched TV with her mother, and I think her younger sibling, and I never said a word for like an hour. I just sat there watching TV because I didn't know, I didn't know what to do. And then I just got up and left. I always wondered what that woman was thinking. Like, this little redheaded boy came over to visit our daughter today. Honey, he came in, he didn't say a word, and then he left. He's an odd little fella. Anyways, all right, let me read a little bit of advertising here for this week. All right, Dollar Shave Club, dude. Oh, I remember there was another girl I had a crush on. There was these two twins when I was in first grade, and I had a crush on one of them. And the other one had this giant pen, which I thought was the coolest thing ever, even though it was pink. It was just a giant pen, which was amazing in the early 70s. Like, where there was no fucking computers and shit. I guess there were, but computers were gigantic. So she dropped it on the floor, and she didn't realize it, and I took it. And then I started writing with it. And what's funny was the way they had the desk set up. They had, like, us in, like, little groups of four, and we faced each other. And she was diagonal to me, and I'm writing with this giant pink pen. And she's going, "That's my pen." And I was like, "No, it isn't. It's mine." So she's like an idiot. Then she tells the teacher. And then she's going, "Billy, is that your pen?" And I was like, "Yes." And then the girl's going, "No, it was my pen." And I was going, "No, it isn't. It's my pen." And then the teacher's just like, "I don't think your mom would buy you a pink pen." And she took it and gave it back to the girl. And, as a little kid, like, the embarrassment of that goes away like 8 seconds later. You can't even remember, like, you don't have, like, the mental capacity to be like, did I just really try to pull that off? Why the fuck would I do that, right? So then I remember I went out, I had to go to the bathroom. So I went out to the bathroom, and her twin sister, the one I had the crush on. Oh, this was like the next day. I went out to go to the bathroom, and her twin sister, who I had a crush on, came walking out at the same time. And when she saw me, she immediately put her eyebrows down. She goes, "I heard what you did. I heard you tried to steal my sister's pen." And I just looked at her. I think I said, "No, I didn't." And I just walked away. And that was the end of that romance. There's a lot of sad stories. All right. You know what's amazing, by the way, is evidently the government shut down and everything still seems to be working. LegalZoom. Now that the New Year's madness is over, it's time to work on your story for 2018. Work on your story, okay? LegalZoom can help you make this the year you finally get serious about launching and running your own business. They can also help you rest a little easier knowing that your family's future is squared away with the right estate plan. I finally did this shit, by the way. I finally did this, so my family's okay. They're gonna be okay. You gotta do it. You gotta fucking do it. All right? As a matter of fact, LegalZoom has been helping people just like you take care of their dreams and responsibilities for more than 16 years. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but they have the resources. And ladies, don't be afraid to do this yourself, too. You know what I mean? Be nice if when you guys kick the bucket, we got a little do-re-mi. LegalZoom is not a law firm, and they have the resources to keep you on the right path, including advice from their nationwide network of independent attorneys, all at your fingertips. Whether you want to take your business to the next level or take control of your family's future with an estate plan, LegalZoom plugs right into your life without billing you by the hour, because LegalZoom, all pricing is given up front. Start writing your 2018 story at LegalZoom.com now, and for a special savings, be sure to enter the promo code Burr in the referral box at checkout. LegalZoom, where life meets legal. That's LegalZoom.com. And finally, lastly but not leastly, Stamps.com. Here's a New Year's resolution you can actually keep. Add Stamps.com to your business and save a shit ton of money this year. Almost everything you can do at the post office, you can do right from your desk, other than expose yourself in public. Because you won't be in public. You'll be in the privacy of your own home. So have your junk out while you do this. Plus, Stamps.com is postage discounts you can't get at the post office. Not to mention it's a fraction of the cost of those super expensive postage meters. Stamps.com sends you a digital scale that automatically calculates the exact postage. You will never overpay or underpay for postage again. Got the hiccups here. Create your Stamps.com account in minutes, online with no equipment to lease and no long-term commitments. Keyword descriptors. This Stamps.com is convenient, it's easy, it's reliable, and efficient. I use Stamps.com anytime I send my posters. If I'm going to sell my posters out, at the end of the my shows. What am I trying? When I whore myself out, I'm going to sell posters at the end of the show. I use Stamps.com to get them there. And I'm a moron, so if I can figure it out, so can you. Do not be intimidated by this technology. And right now, you too can enjoy the Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. Ready for a happier new year? Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Burr. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. Ba-doop. Here's the story of a bald-head freckled cunt. All right, let's read some questions here for the week. And let's get going. Billy, you stupid L.A. cunt. All right, here we go. You never mentioned why exactly you moved to L.A. I didn't know I was required to. Why did you move to L.A.? I just listened to you and Jim Florent cunt / Florentine, he said. And Florentine said he didn't see a difference with comedians in New York City. I find it hard to imagine that L.A. Oh, God, this guy. I find it hard to imagine. I'm just going to read exactly what he wrote. I find it hard to imagine that L.A. there are a lot less cunts in the audience that get offended too easily. You then agreed with Jim that maybe it's because you now live there and are used to it. But the way you said it didn't seem believable. So what's the deal? All right, there wasn't one capital letter. No punctuation whatsoever. A couple of periods, maybe. I'm not required to tell you why I fucking moved out here, but I will to eat up some time. I was living in New York. I was just sick of being there. It just gets a point where, you get to be told too old and you're like, I can't live like an animal anymore, which means you're either going to move outside the city or in my business, you're going to go to L.A. And I had nothing going on in my career other than the Opie and Anthony show. But the writing was on the wall with that show where, those guys like they had a bunch of comics on, and I was one of them. Jim Norton got us all in, and, you know, there was no money in the budget to pay us, but the way that they paid us, Opie and Anthony show, because they're the salt of the fucking earth, they used to run advertisements of our gigs. And then our gigs would sell out, and it was great. But then the corporate cunts there said that they couldn't do it anymore. You know, so then you kind of had to hype your show during the show, which would get in the way of, you know, whatever craziness was going on. So that's kind of where my career was at. I was on a radio show and I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't getting any acting work. And the only way I was getting paid on the Opie and Anthony show, they no longer let them do, for whatever reason, which is really short-sighted on Sirius XM's side, because Opie and Anthony were this launching pad for stand-up careers, and they were making like they made us become like these draws. And then that would then feed back into the show, because then these people who were selling all these tickets were like, "Hey, I'm going to be in the Opie and Anthony show." So it you know what it was? It totally fucking worked. It was the perfect fucking relationship for about 3 years. And then, like, what always happens is the money people come in and they fuck the whole thing up. So, I mean, that's not the only reason I was leaving, but that was as high up as I got in New York. I was on a radio show not getting paid. That's the best I could do. I had already done an episode of Law and Order. So, you know, and I couldn't get on The Sopranos because that was a bunch of Italians, and I look like fucking Billy Redface over here. So there was like no opportunity left for me. And I was going down to the Comedy Cellar like every single night, and it was like Groundhog Day. And I just, and I went out to L.A., and I hated L.A., and I just came out here, and I started, each time I went out, I was starting to like it, and I was fighting that feeling. And I don't know. I just said, fuck it one day. It's like, you know what? I wouldn't mind living in an apartment, paying a ton of money, but I could actually have like a couch that also wasn't my bed. I wouldn't mind having a car. Then I moved out here. I had this apartment. It was still a one bedroom, but I had front and back stairs. The back stairs I did share with my neighbor, but still, that was amazing to me. And I had a garage where I could park my car. And even though the traffic was fucking horrific, just the fact that I could live a little more like a human being again was appealing. And then there was a ton of acting work out here that I could potentially get. And I moved out here, and within the first year, I got on Breaking Bad. So that's why I came out here. But I do have to tell you that I thought when I came out here that the comedy scene was horrific. So what I was trying to say on the podcast is when I go back to New York now, I think it's just changed, but because I'm not there every day, I notice the change. And out here last night, I was telling a couple of jokes and there was silence. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know why you took it so personally, but that is a big fucking thing, the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. I do, however, I'm one of those weird people that I do love both coasts, but, I don't know. I'm kind of out here right now. I used to think like I'll always move back, but now I don't know that I will. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I was kind of thinking with global warming, eventually I was going to have to move back there, but now it seems like it's going to be all crazy weather. So the fact that it was hot out here, now it's going to be extremely hot. And the fact that it was cold back there, now it's going to be extremely fucking cold. And I don't know. I did like 40-something winters back east. Okay, I put my time in. All right? I'd rather shovel out of a mudslide than the snow. So there you go. All right, Bill. My problems with women. This is funny. He wrote, my problems with woman. My problems with woman. Dear Pillsbury Doughboy. Oh, I love that one. All right. I'm a huge fan from, I don't even know how to say this. Fermanagh. Nog? I don't know. Ireland. I'm 17 years old and have always been a fat cunt. Well, that's good, man. You're looking at yourself honestly. Now, what can we do about this? But recently, I lost the weight and started getting into the gym. There you go. I'm now 6'1" and 200 pounds, so naturally have started getting more female attention. All right, this is all good. I was never been successful with women, but now I'm turning this franchise around. There you go. Well, dude, you're only 17. You're just getting out of the gate here. My only problem is I'm a quiet guy and don't know how to talk to them. They seem to just want to talk about bullshit or gossip and meaningless crap. Oh, God. Dude, you can't be this cynical at 17. You sound like me right now, and I'm going to be 50. I try and be funny and make them laugh, which can only get me so far. I can't maintain a relationship because they open their mouths and I contemplate suicide. Jesus. You sound like a writer. Are you creative or something? Or you think too much? I consider myself a straightforward, no BS kind of guy, but I'm just a wanker. Is this a problem with me or them? I don't hate women. I just don't get along with them. If possible, I would love to hear what Nia has to say. Oh, she wouldn't like how you worded all of this. Thanks, Bill, and go fuck yourself. P.S. If you're getting into soccer, I suggest you support either Tottenham or Liverpool, as they have young, exciting teams and aren't soulless corporate entities like Chelsea or Man City. Oh, I didn't know that. All right. I'll support Liverpool then. That's where the Beatles are from, right? I don't fucking know. Well, anyways. All right, what's your problem? I don't know. I think you're a little defensive. I think you're a little insecure, so you're kind of projecting it on them. I know that that's what I did. So I would say open yourself up a little bit more and, realize how amazing they are. But women are just like men. A good one is hard to find. Good woman, hard to find. So you're only 17, dude. And I think also trying to make them laugh is always a good thing. And what I've learned is a lot of times they just want you to listen. And they don't want you to try to solve their problems. So just, when they tell a story, hold both their hands and be like, oh, my God. I don't know. Why would you ask me? Like I know anything about women? Jesus Christ, they fucking hate me. My fan base is a fucking sausage fest. I got to give you more advice than that. Yeah, dude, this is a weakness of mine, understanding women. I have no idea. You just basically, I don't know. It's like writing Charlie Manson being like, hey, how do I get along with people a little more better? He's probably a bad example, right? Didn't he just die? What a fucking life, huh? What a fucking life. I just can't imagine spending that much time in jail. Like you're never getting out again. You're in your 30s. You're never getting out again. Like how you not just sitting there like, really? You got to be fucking kidding me. Fascinating guy. And in all the wrong reasons. Like that guy literally never committed, as far as we know, never committed a murder. But was such a fucking lunatic. I remember seeing a horror movie where all a guy had to do was just whisper in somebody's ear or something like that, and then they just fucking would just do whatever the guy said. Just had that a bit, like literally the fucking devil. He spent his whole life, just imagine if he ever, if he got Mickey Dolenz' part on the Monkees. It's unreal. If somebody liked Hitler's drawings. That's why you have to encourage people. All right, Westerns, everybody. Dear Billy Sundance. Billy the Sundance, okay. I've been just getting into Western. I wasn't a huge fan as a kid. I was more into space and futuristic stuff. But as I round my mid-20s and am living more of a loner life, I'm starting to connect more. I'm really looking forward to the new Christian Bale movie, Hostiles. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see that. I hope I said that correctly. Because I loved 310 to Yuma. I love the original too. My other favorites are Tombstone and Butch Cassidy. I was hoping to hear which one your favorites are and get some recommendations to watch while I'm snowed in for the next 4 days. All the best to you and your family. I would say the Clint Eastwoods, the spaghetti westerns. Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He had like a trilogy of those. The Outlaw, Josie Wales. You know, I hate to say this, but I've never seen The Unforgiven. That was right when I started doing stand-up, and I just started missing out on shit. I like those. The Wild Bunch. Let's see. The Magnificent Seven. The original Westworld. There's one that combines futuristic shit there. Sci-fi and westerns. Yul Brynner's incredible in that. Yul Brynner, one of my favorites of all time. Not because he's bald like me, but I just thought he was the shit. I never saw Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yeah, I think that I would say that was all of them. I was never quite into the John Wayne ones. Those ones were too far back in the day. I like the ones from like the 60s. I like those, and I liked all the war movies. Kelly's Heroes, Dirty Dozen, Bridge Over the River Kwai, all of that shit. So those are my recommendations. I would go with the Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns. All right. My life's fucked. My fucked life. Sorry. My fucked life. This sounds like a sitcom, right? Oh, fuck. The battery. Did the battery just die? Oh, the battery's gonna die. Oh, fuck. I got to wrap this up. All right. My fucked life. Hey, if I don't get through all this, thank you to everybody for listening. And once again, congratulations to the Patriots and the Eagles, and congratulations to the Jaguars and the Vikings on 2 great seasons. All right? 4 great seasons there. All right. My fuck life. Dear Bill and Nia, I'm 17 and still in high school. I'm in a bit of a pickle. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? It keeps beeping. I think I'm falling for my best friend. I realized after we were falling asleep at her house, she had just taken off her makeup and made a joke like, sorry I look so bad, but when I looked at her, thought she looked so beautiful and cute in her sweatshirt that was just a little too big for her. What is this, Flashdance? However, she's currently dating a cunt. Well, what the fuck are you doing over our house? All right, I'm back. I guess my recorder was almost filled up. Sorry about that. So now I had to fucking edit 2 things together. As always, making my life difficult. Anyways. Yeah, so what are you doing over this person's house? She's dating somebody else. Anyway, he goes, he's a loser. No job, still gets an allowance, an expensive car that his mommy bought him, sits at home all day playing video games, getting stoned, and treats people like he's above them. She knows I hate him, and I openly mock him in front of our friends, her and even him. Like he got her this really generic but expensive-looking heart-shaped necklace. When she showed it to everyone, I looked at him and said loudly, wow, must have cost your mom quite a big, whatever that means. As you can imagine, he tries to avoid me. Yeah, well, you're being a fucking cunt. We share the same friends, and they hate him and like me, but mind you, I'm no prize either. I'm trying to get a job, unlike him. Oh, Jesus, you don't even have a fucking job, and I'm saving up for a car. So our choices are 2 guys who don't have a job, and he has a rich mom. Well, there you go. I tend to be nice, a nice guy, but can at times piss people off with my jokes and even be a dick with my jokes. You sound like you're being a dick. I'm not saying you are, but you're being a dick to this guy. He's at least 3 inches taller than me and handsomer, better looking. I guess he's got this great smile that makes me want to fuck him up that makes me want to fuck it up for him. But recently, I've started to turn my life around, quit beer, porn, and drugs. My grades are going up, applying for college, working out a lot, but all this in hopes of catching her eye. Like I said, she's my best friend and has a boyfriend, so I really don't know how to handle this. Any help from you and Neil would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, dude. I would start fishing in a different watering hole. All right? You know, for you to sit there and stand there and be a cunt to her boyfriend, talking about her boyfriend, and you're going over her fucking house. It sounds to me like you're as Chris Rock says, you're in the friend zone. So what you need is some time away from her. All right? Move on with your fucking life. Keep working out. Get your shit going. And who knows? You might just meet somebody else. And then eventually when she dumps this loser, she comes around and sees you. She'll be, oh, my God, look at you. You're going to college. You look great. You've been working out. You don't watch porn. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. But I can tell you it's definitely not going to happen if you're just going to be her friend and making snide remarks about her boyfriend. Come on, dude. You got to be better than that. That's just coming off like, you're acting like a douche. I don't know how else to put it. That's not a strong move. All right? And you should have more going on in your life than to fucking be, you should have more self-esteem than that. All right? Okay, she wants to date this fucking guy. Guess what? It's her loss. All right? So fuck it. Get on with your life. Keep working out. And work out for yourself. Go to college for yourself. Do all this shit for yourself. Feel good about yourself. You start putting out more of a positive vibe as opposed to, hanging around her, shitting on her current boyfriend. I mean, that's just like, I don't know. That's not a good look. Okay? I believe in you. All right? Do what I just said. Or don't. Because I don't have any professional training. All right, dumping my girlfriend. Hey, Billy Billboard brow. Fucking asshole. That's another good one. Recent fan to your podcast, stand up, and all that jazz. Anyways, I'm a 24-year-old dude, and I've been dating and living with my girl for almost 4 years now, and I finally had enough. She's a real downer and talks shit about people, including her friends, like it's an Olympic sport. Now, the problem is she lost her job a month ago on account of her shit talking. It hasn't exactly been going out and looking for a new one because she's anxious or whatever, leaving me to pick up her end of the bills. She didn't have any savings because she had picked up the habit of going out and drinking every night. I honestly wouldn't have a problem just up and leaving, but the apartment is a stone's throw from the beach, and my other roommate and I really don't want to leave. The fucking decisions people make. It's right near the beach. The other roommate is my best friend. Okay, she's got a lot of books and shit, and the bed is hers. So it would be a little difficult to do the old put all her stuff in a box trick. Deep down, I do still have love for her, so the idea of kicking her out hurts my heart, but I just can't deal with the endless drama and unhappiness. Would love to hear your advice on the podcast. And as always, go fuck yourself. Yeah, the relationship has run its course, and you need to go your separate ways. And sometimes when that happens, somebody gets hurt. All right? But you're not doing her any favors if you don't want her to be with you, and you're just wasting her and your time. So, this is why you don't fucking live with somebody unless you know you're going to marry him. I don't know. Oh, boy. So what do? Break up with her and then tell her to move out all at the same time, or are those two separate conversations? I'd just break up with her and then let her bring up where am I going to live. And I'd be like, well, I don't know. I mean, the coastline's pretty long, so I'm sure there's another beachfront apartment you could be in. I'm assuming your name's on the lease. Usually when there's a breakup, the guy has to leave and leave half his shit. So it seems like you're in a decent position here. Who wants a negative drunk without a job? I don't think you want that. Doesn't sound like you want it. I think the love you have for her was who she used to be or who you thought she was. So, and neither of those are happening right now. So it's time for you to tell her to hit the bricks. Happy New Year, sweetheart. Beat it. You can't say it like that. I just tell her, look, we need to talk. And sit down. She's going to be like, what's the problem? What's the problem? And you just got to fight through that fucking horrible feeling. There's nothing worse. The only worse than a woman crying is when she's about to cry. Because you still have hope that she's not going to cry. So you're on pins and needles. Once she's crying, you're like, fuck. This sucks. But you kind of know what's going to happen. You just got to sit her down and just say, listen, I'm not happy. This isn't working for me anymore. And we need to break up. All right? Just like that. Boom, boom, boom. And you got to get that out. You got to get all of that out. Don't sit there and be like, well, I don't know how to say this, and turn it into a 45-minute thing. Rip the Band-Aid on. Just rip it off. We need to talk. I'm not happy. We need to break up. Okay? You go into the 2-minute offense. Okay? You don't get out of bounds. You keep the clock running. You want this game to be over. No, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Just sit down and just say, all right, in 8 seconds, this relationship is going to be over. Okay? I'm on this side of the 8 seconds. All I do, how long does it take to say that? I'm going to time it right now. All right, we need to talk. I'm not happy. We need to break up. I just did that in like 5 seconds. And then she, well, what if we blah, blah, blah? No, I've made the decision. We need to break up. It's just not working for me. I don't love you the way I used to love you. That's it. What can they say about it? They can get mad. They can cry. They can do all that shit. But the thing is you conveyed it and you're out. Where am I going to live? I don't know. We'll figure that out. I guess that's the next thing we need to figure out. And, is your life going to suck after that? But it's never going to suck more than staying in a fucking relationship you don't want to be in. All right? And that's one to grow on. Go fuck yourselves. I'll talk to you on Thursday. All right, I'm back. I guess my recorder was almost filled up. Sorry about that. So now I had to fucking edit 2 things together. As always, making my life difficult. Anyways. Yeah, so what are you doing over this person's house? She's dating somebody else. Anyway, he goes, he's a loser. No job, still gets an allowance, an expensive car that his mommy bought him, sits at home all day playing video games, getting stoned, and treats people like he's above them. She knows I hate him, and I openly mock him in front of our friends, her and even him. Like he got her this really generic but expensive-looking heart-shaped necklace. When she showed it to everyone, I looked at him and said loudly, wow, must have cost your mom quite a big, whatever that means. As you can imagine, he tries to avoid me. Yeah, well, you're being a fucking cunt. We share the same friends, and they hate him and like me, but mind you, I'm no prize either. I'm trying to get a job, unlike him. Oh, Jesus, you don't even have a fucking job, and I'm saving up for a car. So her choices are 2 guys who don't have a job, and he has a rich mom. Well, there you go. I tend to be nice, a nice guy, but can at times piss people off with my jokes and even be a dick with my jokes. You sound like you're being a dick. I'm not saying you are, but you're being a dick to this guy. He's at least 3 inches taller than me and handsomer. Better looking, I guess. He's got this great smile that makes me want to fuck him up that makes me want to fuck it up for him. But recently, I've started to turn my life around, quit beer, porn, and drugs. My grades are going up, applying for college, working out a lot. but all this in hopes of catching her eye. Like I said, she's my best friend and has a boyfriend, so I really don't know how to handle this. Any help from you and Neil would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, dude. I would start fishing in a different watering hole. All right? You know, for you to sit there and stand there and be a cunt to her boyfriend, talking about her boyfriend, and you're going over her fucking house. It sounds to me like you're as Chris Rock says, you're in the friend zone. So what you need is some time away from her. All right? Move on with your fucking life. Keep working out. Get your shit going. And who knows? You might just meet somebody else. And then eventually when she dumps this loser, she comes around and sees you. She'll be, oh, my God, look at you. You're going to college. You look great. You've been working out. You don't watch porn. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. But I can tell you it's definitely not going to happen if you're just going to be her friend and making snide remarks about her boyfriend. Come on, dude, you got to be better than that. That's just coming off like, you're acting like a douche. I don't know how else to put it. That's not a strong move. All right? And you should have more going on in your life than to fucking be, you should have more self-esteem than that. All right? Okay, she wants to date this fucking guy. Guess what? It's her loss. All right? So fuck it. Get on with your life. Keep working out. And work out for yourself. Go to college for yourself. Do all this shit for yourself. Feel good about yourself. You start putting out more of a positive vibe as opposed to, hanging around her, shitting on her current boyfriend. I mean, that's just like, I don't know. That's not a good look. Okay? I believe in you. All right? Do what I just said, or don't, because I don't have any professional training. All right, dumping my girlfriend. Hey, Billy Billboard brow. Fucking asshole. That's another good one. Recent fan to your podcast, stand up, and all that jazz. Anyways, I'm a 24-year-old dude, and I've been dating and living with my girl for almost 4 years now, and I finally had enough. She's a real downer and talks shit about people, including her friends, like it's an Olympic sport. Now, the problem is she lost her job a month ago on account of her shit talking. It hasn't exactly been going out and looking for a new one because she's anxious or whatever, leaving me to pick up her end of the bills. She didn't have any savings because she had picked up the habit of going out and drinking every night. I honestly wouldn't have a problem just up and leaving, but the apartment is a stone's throw from the beach, and my other roommate and I really don't want to leave. The fucking decisions people make. It's right near the beach. The other roommate is my best friend. Okay, she's got a lot of books and shit, and the bed is hers. So it would be a little difficult to do the old put all her stuff in a box trick. Deep down, I do still have love for her, so the idea of kicking her out hurts my heart, but I just can't deal with the endless drama and unhappiness. Would love to hear what your advice on the podcast, and as always, go fuck yourself. Yeah, the relationship has run its course, and you need to go your separate ways. And sometimes when that happens, somebody gets hurt. All right? But you're not doing her any favors if you don't want her to be with you, and you're just wasting her and your time. So, this is why you don't fucking live with somebody unless you know you're going to marry him. I don't know. Oh, boy. So what do? Break up with her and then tell her to move out all at the same time, or are those two separate conversations? I'd just break up with her and then let her bring up where am I going to live. And I'd be like, well, I don't know. I mean, the coastline's pretty long, so I'm sure there's another beachfront apartment you could be in. I'm assuming your name's on the lease. Usually when there's a breakup, the guy has to leave and leave half his shit. So it seems like you're in a decent position here. Who wants a negative drunk without a job? I don't think you want that. Doesn't sound like you want it. I think the love you have for her was who she used to be or who you thought she was. So, and neither of those are happening right now. So it's time for you to tell her to hit the bricks. Happy New Year, sweetheart. Beat it. You can't say it like that. I just tell her, look, we need to talk. And sit down. She's going to be like, what's the problem? What's the problem? And you just got to fight through that fucking horrible feeling. There's nothing worse. The only worse than a woman crying is when she's about to cry. Because you still have hope that she's not going to cry. So you're on pins and needles. Once she's crying, you're like, fuck. This sucks, but you kind of know what's going to happen. Yeah, you just got to sit her down and just say, listen, I'm not happy. This isn't working for me anymore. And we need to break up. All right? Just like that. Boom, boom, boom. And you got to get that out. You got to get all of that out. Don't sit there and be like, well, I don't know how to say this, and turn it into a 45-minute thing. Rip the Band-Aid on. Just rip it off. We need to talk. I'm not happy. We need to break up. Okay? You go into the 2-minute offense. Okay? You don't get out of bounds. You keep the clock running. You want this game to be over. No, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Just sit down and just say, all right, in 8 seconds, this relationship is going to be over. Okay? I'm on this side of the 8 seconds. All I do, how long does it take to say that? I'm going to time it right now. All right, we need to talk. I'm not happy. We need to break up. I just did that in like 5 seconds. And then she, well, what if we blah, blah, blah? No, I've made the decision. We need to break up. It's just not working for me. I don't love you the way I used to love you. That's it. What can they say about it? They can get mad. They can cry. They can do all that shit. But the thing is you conveyed it and you're out. Where am I going to live? I don't know. We'll figure that out. I guess that's the next thing we need to figure out. And, is your life going to suck after that? But it's never going to suck more than staying in a fucking relationship you don't want to be in. All right? And that's one to grow on. Go fuck yourselves. I'll talk to you on Thursday.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better podcast show, NFL edition for championship weekend. Guys, we have 2 more shows. Which is so crazy because it went by so fast. I'm Paul Verzi over here. We got Bill Burr over there. We got Andrew Demlis in Beverly Hills and Jake the Snake with the injury report. As always, guys, we only have 2 games to talk about today. First of all, I got to do 2 things here. Number 1, our show is killing it in the playoffs. Bill Burr, who just missed beating the book, is now 8-2 in the playoffs. So it is mathematically impossible for him to not have a winning season. Your boy, Paul, me, I am 7-3. I know that Andrew and Jake we are crushing the playoffs right now. And a big congratulations to 2 of the guys on the show who are New England Patriots fans, Bill Burr, Andrew Themlis. Congratulations on your team going to the AFC Championship game. We have 2 games this week. And the New England Patriots are playing the Denver Broncos in Denver, minus Bo Nix, but still have a great team, a great defense, a great backup quarterback, number 1 seed at home, hard place to play. And then we have the Rams going to Seattle to play that great defense in the Seahawks, guys. It's going to be a good one. Who's going to the Super Bowl? I don't know. We got our picks. Jake the Snake, is anybody hurt? This is a very important one, Jake. This is a very important one. We know Bo Nix, of course, but what else do we got?
For sure, yeah. You mentioned Bo Nix. He's out. Broncos are trying to get one of the running backs back. He's been out for a while. J.K. Dobbins, he's practicing, so we'll see if he ends up actually playing, but he's been out for a few months. The Seahawks have a few injuries as well. Darnold has been playing through an oblique injury. Looks like he's going to be good to go, though. And then they lost one of their running backs, Zach Charbonnet. He tore his ACL in that Niners game. And then they're also struggling with one of their tackles. This guy, Charles Cross, he's their starting left tackle. He has not been practicing all week, so he's probably going to be out. So that's where the injuries are at. We're at a good time of year where a lot of people are playing, so that's always good for the playoffs. Obviously, losing Bo Nix is really unfortunate, though, because that was shaping up to be a great game, and it still could be, But, yeah, the Patriots, obviously, the odds are very much in their favor, as I'm sure we'll talk about. But yeah, I mean, you got to be excited. It's here, It's championship weekend. We're about to figure out who's going to the Super Bowl, so it's going to be a really awesome weekend of games.
All right, Bill, the floor is yours, sir.
Where are the picks? Where are my goddamn picks? I can't see what the spread is. It's only 4.5. Yeah, this game is like, first of all, the Patriots have had 2 ugly wins.
Mm-hmm.
Interceptions, tip balls, fumbling all over the place. I would be willing to bet that it's been a long time since a team had that many turnovers back-to-back weeks and was able to win 2 playoff games. So I hate this game. The Patriots-Broncos. The Broncos are still a number 1 seed. They lost 1 guy. Okay, I know it's their quarterback, but Bo Nix is not the only reason why they were a number 1 seed. They have a great defense. They have home field advantage, and they have no pressure. No pressure. It's a foregone conclusion that the Patriots are going to beat them, and we're only 4.5-point favorites. So I think the Patriots win. I don't think they cover. I'm going to take the Broncos.
Wow.
Okay.
No, I think this game is going to be fucking weird. I think the Broncos are going to do weird shit because they don't have. There's going to be a couple of trick plays, double reverse option, one of those fucking things, fake punt. They're going to be I feel like the first half's going to be a little wild before Vrabel and them sort of settle the game down, and then we'll see. But the big thing for the Patriots is you don't want to be chasing the Broncos. That crowd will be going fucking crazy. They're up 3-0. It's going to sound like there's 5 seconds left in the Super Bowl. That's just my opinion. And there's still a healthy hatred of the Patriots because they were better looking than most people. Just the Tom Brady factor, and they won. And most people are not good looking, and they don't win in life. And that's why you have racism, Paul.
I got to tell you something. During your whole spiel right there, you were actually very persuasive. You said some things that made me go, oh, man, you know what? Maybe this is going to be not what people think. But I'll be honest with you. For me, I'm going to do what I always do when I say, look, I got to see it. It's like a poker hand. I got to see it. I just think a team like the Patriots is finding ways to win. As good as the Texans' defense was, and by the way, the Texans' defense was so good. The fact that they kept them in the game with 5 turnovers or whatever, the fact that C.J. Stroud was throwing the ball up for grabs and the defense kept them in.
No. C.J. Stroud threw one that hit this guy in the fucking hands. He had another ball that was tipped. So let's cut interceptions in half. They need to fucking. Dude, if you throw it to a receiver and it hits him in the fucking hands and he hits it up in the air like he's trying to set somebody up to spike in volleyball, the fact that goes on the quarterback and then all these suits at halftime are like, dude, he's not taking care of the ball. Not taking care of the ball.
First of all, it's my time. You had your time, number 1.
You're right.
Number two, he did do some things that I thought were careless. I'm not saying it's all on him, but here's the deal. My point is, everybody said their defense was so good, which their defense was. But that catch by Booty, they made the Patriots offense made plays, and Drake May made throws against that defense when he had to. And even though they were like a bend not break defense, the Patriots found a way. I can't see the Patriots losing to a backup quarterback. I know some backup quarterbacks have done it. I think that Drake May and the Patriots go in there, and I think they win a tight one. Because this kid has not had a lot of snaps since 2023. I got to see a guy like that win this game against this defense. The Patriots are really, really good. I think the 4.5 is whatever. I could see the Patriots winning by a touchdown. I just have to see it. So I am taking your New England Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. And what a job by Mike Vrabel. What a
I
job
feel
by
like you
Mike.
said what I said, except you said they're going to cover. You said it's going to be a tight game.
That is a good point. If it's going to be a tight game, would they
It's
cover
going
the
to be a
4?
tight game, Paul. 4.5 points. Tight
No,
game.
but it's a tight game. I just think the Patriots are going to win by 6 or more, 7.
All right. I think the Patriots win, but they don't cover. Just so we clarify. And I apologize for stepping on your time, but
No.
If I hear one fucking more person go, C.J. Stroud was throwing it up for grabs, it's like, what about that fucking 87? It hit him right in his fucking hands, Paul.
Yeah,
And he goes,
a lot of drops.
"Ugh."
He still has way too many turnovers, though. He had like 7 turnovers in 2 games. I mean, some of them aren't his fault, sure, but like that's a lot.
How many do we have?
Actually, dude, there's been a lot.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
ours
were
are more
right
on
there with
sacks than
them.
interceptions. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
and-
more. Ours were pocket. We lost more in the pocket than he did over those 2 games. But yeah,
So listen, these teams with turnovers, the Buffalo Bills had 5.
Yep.
It's just you can't win a playoff game to go to the Super Bowl or to go to the AFC NFC Championship game with 4 or 5 turnovers. I don't care how good you are, even, so
That's what makes me nervous, Paul, because you go like,
Yep.
they keep finding a way. Like, finding your way, you can do that in November. You do that in January, it catches
No
up
way.
with you. I'm nervous about this.
Bills. Yeah, because Bill's still scarred from all those early Brady Super Bowls where we were finding a way. It was like, oh, if special teams didn't do it, the defense was going to do it, and then offense was always the other thing. The last thing I was supposed to say about the Broncos.
But I wasn't scarred from those, dude. I'm not scarred from those. We won those games.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
also had like
The process.
way more like discipline. This is from watching 50 years of football. Vinny Testaverde and the University of Miami showing up in Army fatigues, the Pittsburgh Steelers booking their hotel rooms before the AFC champ. I'm talking about counting your chickens before they hatch. That the second everybody heard Bo Nix went down, they're just like, this is a foregone. Dude, if the Broncos traded Bo Nix for somebody else, that wouldn't be like, holy shit, the golden boy.
I got a
Like,
question.
Bo Nix is becoming Bo Nix with the Broncos. Let's not act like this fucking guy's up there with the howitzer.
Yeah, I got a question. Jake, maybe you can answer this. So a friend of the show, Sean Green, made the point that now it's going to force Sean Payton to keep the ball on the ground and run it more than he probably would have thrown it with Bo Nix. Obviously, it's a lot easier for him, back up to run an offense if you're handing it off. I mean, is that enough? You know what I mean? I mean, the guy's going to get like 1 or 2 good play. They're going to oh my God, can you believe if he completes a pass, people are going to be like going nuts. That's just what happens anytime somebody's cold. But like, are they really going to win on a run game? I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm biased, but I think they win by 10.
But here, I think their difference is this, and this is just my opinion. There's a difference between a team eking one out that's like not good, and then a team finding a way to win because they are good. And I think that Mike Vrabel and the Patriots are finding ways to win because they're good and well coached, as opposed to a team with average talent finding a way to win. That's my opinion. I think that they have the pieces. When you have a coach like that, you have a quarterback like that, and dude, you guys have receivers that aren't huge name receivers that played huge. And they're really good.
I know. Denver has an insane defense, dude. They have an insane defense. My thing, Paul, is 4.5. I'm not saying the Patriots aren't going to win. I'm just saying I'm going to die 1,000 deaths in the final 7 minutes of that game.
Of course
That's all
you
I'm
are.
saying.
Of course you are.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I'll be honest with you though. Gun to my head, I'll play the Broncos front defensive line over the Texans. The Texans defensive line is the best in football by far. So, and you guys did that, and Drake May did that. So it'll be a great game. Hopefully, hopefully you guys listen.
Did you watch the NCAA championship game, the U of M in Indiana?
I did.
Oh yeah, of course.
Dude, was it me? Did Miami look like they were twice the size? Like they grabbed. There was a running back in like the first quarter went to block this guy on the end, and this guy just grabbed him and threw him on the ground like he was a second grader. And
Dude,
I was going like,
yeah.
they are going to fucking manhandle this team. But like Indiana had some guys like their running back. That guy's got like crazy heart, man.
Yeah.
That guy was like a fucking like a Brahma bull. That guy. They would be on him and he would carry him for like another 4 yards. But
He was great.
yeah, it was
He
a
really
really
was.
good game. I kind of feel like that game came down to coaching, because I feel like Miami was just watching them on the field, they were a better team as far as like
I agree.
size, speed, athleticism. You know, and they had all the heart in the world. Like, I loved how their kids played and everything. I just feel like that's when it comes down to some nerd with the headset.
Also, that
how
special
they're
teams
plugging
play.
it in, but like,
Yeah, I changed the game.
Yeah. Special teams, dude. Indiana's special teams just played really good, man. I know it's crazy to say, but that was big. And I agree with you, dude. Miami looked like they could have and should have won the game, like on the field. But the running back of the Hoosiers, like you said, and dude, that quarterback sneak on 4th and 5 and went into the end zone and took a hit. I was like, dude, that kid, like, he wanted it. That was a great game, great national championship game.
it was just fun to see. You know, I know Miami's been there and they have the history since the 80s, but like, it was fun to see, you know, Mississippi and fucking Indiana and all these other, just so it's not fucking Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. I was getting tired of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
no
it was cool.
disrespect to those schools. They're obviously legendary schools, but like, it was fun to see somebody different in there. I
Yeah.
will say Indiana's coach kind of has a serial killer vibe.
Dude. Yeah,
He looks like that weird, quiet guy on your street that doesn't cause any trouble. Dude, a quiet white guy with glasses of a certain age, black frame glasses, a certain age, on your street.
yeah.
That's my thing, right? Just stay in good standing with that guy.
I tweeted during that game when Indiana was winning, like at the end. I go, this guy's face looks like he's down 30. He just never. He finally smiled when, like,
in the end.
at the end they gave him like Gatorade, and he kind of just did like whatever. But that was a great game.
Oh, you saw it. You saw it a little bit. You saw when they dumped the Gatorade on him. You saw that little.
Yeah.
That hunger, dude. That maybe he needed to go hunt that night.
That guy's either a great husband. He's either a great husband. He's one or two. There's no in the middle. That guy's either a great husband or fucking a nightmare.
I'm getting like he has like, we won entrance to the house and we lost entrance to the house.
Yeah.
Like, his wife locks the front door and he goes around to that storm door, you know, the old school ones where you open them up and you go down.
He's a guy that I think his daughter loves him, but understands why the mom hates him.
All right, we're projecting here.
All right.
There's some about, I would look at the end of the day, I would not want to piss that guy off.
No.
I actually, in a lot of ways, you know, because Bobby Knight was just wore it on his sleeve. There's something more like fucking unsettling about this guy. He might be a sweetheart. I don't know, but it just seems like there's a lot going on there.
I love what he said, though, when he was so happy in the post-game interview, when he just goes, Indiana just won a football championship. He goes, how amazing is this for our fans? Like, you could tell, like, he almost couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, before we get into our last game, I got to shout out our sponsor, of course. We're only doing this 2 more weeks this year, which is sad, but it's BetMGM. We love being with BetMGM, the best lines out there, the best sports book out there. And you can come and play along with the Anything Better show for the championship weekend and the Super Bowl. All you have to do is get your device and download the BetMGM app. Very simple. Use our code Burr, B-U-R-R. That's even more simple. And all you do is put a minimum of $10 in the account for your first wager. If your wager loses, you will get $1,500 back in bonus bets to play with. Please bet responsibly, like we always say. And the first touchdown promo. You pick any player in any NFL game to get the first touchdown in the game, you win. If they don't but get the second touchdown, you guys will get your cash back. Have a good time this week. We only got a couple left. The next game we are looking at is for me, it's the most interesting game, because a lot of people that I'm talking to are saying, first of all, the Rams are 2.5-point dogs to the Seahawks in Seattle. A lot of people I'm talking to are going, oh, Seattle's going to fucking bend them over with that defense. The Rams are done. Bill, I'll take this one first. I'm going to take Matthew Stafford and the Rams. I think that, I know they beat them already this year. I just think that experience matters. I think that the Rams having a close call to the Bears and going to the overtime with the Bears made them kind of be like, all right, dude, enough of this shit. Let's go in. They didn't play really great ball against the Bears. I know Seattle's good. I think the Rams win this game definitely. I think they win the game outright. So I'm going to take the Rams getting 2.5. Matthew Stafford having an unbelievable year. And that's who I'm taking. I think that he's got, what's his name? He's got Puka Nacua on the other side. He's got Devontae Adams on the other side. It's a good running back, and they got a really good coach. I'm going to take the Rams to get to the Super Bowl.
All right. I hate this number.
Yeah.
2.5. I mean, what is that, Paul? What is that?
It's a tough one.
Who covers 2.5?
Right.
It doesn't even make sense.
I know.
But that's the point. Seattle.
Anything less than 3. I like 1 better than I like 2.5.
Totally. Because it's
Yeah.
a pick 'em, I would say.
The fuck is 2.5? Paul, this should be illegal.
It's tough.
I don't know anything about Seattle. I don't know anything about them. I don't know about their coach. I don't know about their quarterback. Sam Darnold, is that a
Yeah.
Gosh Darnold? Every time I bet the Seahawks, they fucking lose. Every time I bet against them, they just trounce the other team. You know, I'm looking at the Rams like they won a Super Bowl a few years ago. Who's left from that team? I don't know who's hot. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Just to make it interesting, I think I'll take the Seahawks, but I feel like the Rams are going to just win the game.
Me too.
Why would I do that if I just think the Rams are going to win the game?
So go with your gut. Take the Rams.
Because I've been doing that with the Seattle the whole fucking year. They think I can't get a hold of them. The Seahawks this year were my Sharon Stone in Casino. I just can't. Am I going to let him back in again, Paul? I just want my money and my jewels. Get out of here, you fucking whore.
Yeah, that's what you want. Take it. Take it all, you fuck. You never loved me.
He didn't.
Of
It
course
was a financial arrangement from the beginning.
100%. But that's
Oh,
on
dude.
him. All the signs were there. That's on him.
That's on him. And this is the thing. You treat a whore like a whore, but you're nice to her. You always be nice, Paul. You always got to be nice to the fucking lady in your life.
Can I say something? And I don't want this to sound bad, but I don't think. Nah, never mind.
No, right.
No, come on.
Don't tease us.
God
Yeah.
damn it. Wait a second. It just feels weird to pick the Seahawks. Am I on the clock? How much time do I got left?
You got time. We got time. We got like 10 more minutes of the show.
Jake,
No,
you
no,
want to
no.
put yours in? You know, while Bill's thinking, let him stall here.
Sorry, did you ask me?
Yes. What
Oh,
do you
yeah.
want?
All right, I'll go quick.
Fuck it, Seattle. I think they're due.
All right, there you go. All right, well, if you're asking me, the turnover battle we talked about a little bit is the key. If you look at last week, pretty much every team, literally every team that won the turnover battle won the game. So that's something to keep an eye on. But I like the Patriots. I know it's kind of a basic pick. I don't love the 4.5. I wish it was lower, but I think Bill and Paul are correct. It's going to be like a weirdly close game, but I just can't imagine the Broncos are going to keep it close the whole game. Maybe the Patriots pull away and win by like a touchdown or something. So that's my prediction there. That's a weird game. And then I like the Rams. I just think they're the better team. I wish it was 3, but I think these have been the 2 best teams all year. And I think if you really look at it, if you like the Rams or like the Seahawks, you should probably take them to win the Super Bowl at this point because you'll get a good number. And
Yeah, but why do you, Jake? I don't mean to interrupt, but why do you wish it was 3? The Rams are getting 2.5.
Well, because I want to take the Rams plus 3 in case the Seahawks win by a field goal or something.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. But either way, I still think the Rams are a little bit better team. Paul brought this up. You got Stafford, you got McVay. Rams have a good defense too. All 4 of these teams have very good defenses actually. But
What did they do during the regular season when they played each other? They go 1-1?
yeah, so they split. So the first game was in LA, and Darnold threw 4 picks, so they lost that game.
Yeah.
But it was still close. And then
And the Rams won the next one? All right, Seattle's due. That's it.
No, Seattle
Fucking
Seattle won the next one, and then the Rams blew like a 20-point lead, and then the Seahawks.
Oh,
won.
no.
Yeah, so it was 2 crazy
Whatever.
games.
I'm saying, whatever. I hope I lose this bet.
It's going to be a close game. I mean, in my opinion, these have been the 2 best teams all season long. So
Seahawks fans are insufferable.
True.
As insufferable
don't
as me
exist,
wearing
bro.
a TV credit fucking sweatshirt. This is the one that I unapologetically wear. Because not only did I do the show, this is the most comfortable fucking
That
merch
looks very cozy.
ever.
That's awesome.
I put this thing on, Paul. I feel like I'm going to have a good day.
Oh, I love
And
shirts like that.
I'm tired of covering it up.
Nah.
I'm not going to be ashamed that I did the Tonight Show. Okay, I did do it.
You shouldn't be.
Do you guys
Yeah,
want to?
you know, somebody rides out to Sturgis, they get a T-shirt, right?
Dude.
I fly all the way back to New York. I do Fallon, and they give me a fucking baby soft sweatshirt. God damn it, I'm going to wear it.
Dude, anything soft. Oh, nothing worse than a hard, rough sweatshirt. Ugh.
Dude, is there anything worse than fucking cheap merch?
No, nothing.
And it's the dumbest thing to do as an entertainment. Tanner, like, you just fuck your fans. I don't give a shit how good your show was. If the next day they put on a $30 itchy T-shirt, Paul.
Yeah, it's like another $3.50 for a good one, you cheap fuck.
This is the video archives. This thing's comfortable. I could wear this every day. It's Tarantino's podcast with Roger Avery.
So he gets it.
Comfortable.
And then we got Monday morning podcast shirts available that have been available. It's got the MMP.
The great ones get it, Paul. The Tarantino,
I
the
joined in. I was
Fallons.
trying to one up.
That's how
And
people
these
should
socks,
judge their
I have
podcasts.
Paul's best podcast socks on. No, I don't.
Yeah, I think these are going to be. I mean, look, you can look at the spreads.
What about the over/under, guys? What do you think about these scores? Are we big or small for these games?
I think, as always, they picked the perfect number. I can't remember the last time I looked at an over and under and had a feeling like, oh man, I'm betting that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
also-
Broncos is right on there. 3 touchdowns apiece. You know.
I feel like Patriots Broncos will go under.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, and for some dumb reason,
Yeah.
I think Rams Seahawks goes over.
What's the weather like everywhere? Is Seattle going to be snowing?
I was wrong about the weather the last few weeks. They kept saying tons
No,
of
it
snow.
rains
It
up there,
snowed in
Paul. That's why
Chicago?
they're always
You
under the
know.
bridge.
Uh,
Even though that was the Chili Peppers. They're under
um,
the bridge. They're sad.
Let's
They
see.
got flannels on.
It won't be
Quarter of their
raining,
defense is
but
on
it'll be
steroids,
cold.
but that's okay.
It'll be cold.
25 degrees in Denver.
I'm sorry. That was the Legion of Boom.
that was a Legion of
Boom,
Boom.
right
yeah.
into their right butt cheek. Fucking
44
inject.
in Seattle.
Huh?
Mild. 44 degrees in Seattle. It'll be very mild.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As much as I make fun of fucking Seattle, I love that city. And I actually, I love the Supersonics. The Kraken,
Oh.
the Kraken, dude, that new stadium is fucking amazing. And I've always loved the Mariners. Those Ken Griffey teams, dude, were some of the most fun teams ever.
Awesome. Yeah.
Seattle's a great
Swing in
city, man.
baseball.
Yeah, it was great.
I hope
It
we
was.
get those
It's just
songs back.
the acoustic nature of their football team. Like, what's that shit people sing along when they can't sing? What do they call it? Auto tune.
Yeah.
That's what that it should be. The Seahawks play in the auto tune arena.
Dude, it was when we were there, it was absurdly loud.
People
Like, it was-
talking was loud. It was totally designed that way. I'm like, I gotta fucking. The game hasn't even started and it's loud. And
No,
I'm
it
looking
wasn't
around,
natural.
Nobody's yelling.
No, it wasn't natural. I remember going like, this isn't right, dude. Like, there's not enough people in here right now for it to sound like this.
Dude, it's the most overt, ongoing cheating in professionals every fucking game since they've built that thing. They've been able to sound way louder than that and get credit.
Have you been to Arrowhead yet? I heard that.
Yeah, Arrowhead is legit.
Oh, it's legit. Okay.
That's
Okay.
those people are actually making that noise. The fact that they lost their title for that iRobot fucking stadium they built in Seattle is it's bullshit.
Denver's real too. Denver's loud and real.
Denver has great fans. Dude, listen, I'm fucking with all these people have great fans. I'm fucking around. I just like stirring shit up, Paul.
Yeah.
Just because I have on a soft fucking merch sweater doesn't mean I'm not going to stir it up a little.
Listen, you put it on and you felt guilty, feeling so comfortable. You had to do something.
Oh no, that's the old me. I don't feel guilty. Me saying I wasn't going to apologize was me reclaiming my power. My wife was watching one of these fucking one of those Kardashian ones, and they just kept talking about one of them reclaiming their power, and they said it like 20 times. Like, I just felt when I did that, I just felt I reclaimed my power, and then they would cut to another one and be like, I'm just so happy for her because she was sad, and I really think her doing that, she reclaimed her powers, and then that just became a thing with me and Nia for like a week. Anything that we did, we were just going like, "What are you having, a bowl of cereal?" Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to reclaim my power.
Reclaim my power. Fucking.
I will say this though, dude, because I've actually, I've lightened up over the years, and I don't give a fuck if she watches. Chloe's actually really funny.
She's my favorite.
She's actually really fucking funny. There was some fucking creepy guy there acting like he figured out how to live forever, and she was actually roasting the guy.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, because at one point the guy was saying that like a sign of a healthy male body is to have like a bunch of erections at night. And he was saying that this guy is talking to them. And the mother's there too, said he has more than he had when he was 18. He just said that to 3 random women. And then they cut to her and she was going like, all right, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm happy for you and your erections. Dude, you should have seen this guy, man. This guy looked weird.
Yeah,
He
Brian
looked fucking
Johnson.
weird. Oh, speaking of which, Paul, can we talk about that road trip that you said you were thinking of doing?
Which?
The one over to Europe?
Yeah, we can talk about anything, but I don't know what you mean. Oh, yeah. We were talking to, I said to, I go, who was I talking to? I was talking to my younger brother. And my younger brother goes, dude, he goes, I got a receding, he goes, I got a receding hairline like right here. And he goes, I just want to maybe, because now they do like a really good job with transplants. They fill them in, this and that. And I go, dude, I'll go to fucking Turkey with you. I'll go to Turkey. We will be a couple of guys with bloody towels on our heads in an airplane or a fucking VIP hotel. Because, dude, when you go to Istanbul, you're just in the fucking lobby and everybody's just eating at restaurants with bloody towels around their head doing it. And I was like, he goes, dude, can we?
Paul,
come
can
on,
you
dude.
please, just between the Super Bowl and Game 1,
Come back with a full head.
just
of
where
hair.
I want you to come back with a
Blonde.
full, like, growing up Gotti blowout with highlights on the end, and then you don't address it. And then the whole podcast, you just sit there like this, like,
I start doing this.
doing that 90210.
That's great. But here's the thing. If I ever did get hair back, it would be like shorter than, like I would go short. Like I would be like not even an inch. I would just be like, because I couldn't have wavy locks.
Dude, you know what's funny? I got like these
Why not?
wrinkles here. So people online, somebody was trying to say I got a facelift, which is the funniest shit ever. Like, look at me. Why would I go with the facelift first? Wouldn't I get a fucking hair system? Like, why would I? And then where are they gonna pull it up to? They're gonna see it,
dude,
whatever it is.
dude, how funny would that
I was
be?
joking my wife. I'd be like, that'd be like if a tornado blew down our house, and I was like, it's the first thing we got to get a toaster.
Dude, how funny would it be
Priorities.
if the next time we did it, like if we do anything better next year, I just have a blowout hair and Bill's face is all the way back.
No, you know that shit where they put their eyebrows up, but there's no, it goes like this, and then you just see it. There's like 3 up top here.
Oh, dude, I was performing at the DC Improv, and there was a woman whose face, like, like when the sides come out more, it was like, dude, it was like came out like this, and like the lips.
Filler.
Dude, it was like, dude, I wanted to just be like, dude, stop, lady, enough. It was brutal.
I saw a lady one time, her face was yanked so tight. I thought, the old school, like, window shades, like it was just going to go, like, just rip right up her fucking head.
A staple flies out and it just gets short and just gets small.
All of a sudden, she looks 80. Like, hey, look at that MILF over there. And then the staple flies out. Jesus Christ. It's Rosie the Riveter. She passed away. All right, I got some shit I gotta go do here. Dude, I think these will be 2 really good games. It's kind of funny how the NFL is like mirroring college football, where it's not the usual suspects this year, No KC, no Buffalo, no fucking 49ers.
You saw the stat
The
over
Lions,
the first time
just
in
sort of the
15
perennials.
years.
Huh?
So that was first time in 15 years. No Brady, no Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
That stat was the craziest thing I've ever saw. Since 2011 till now, this is the first time. Since 2011 till now, Chiefs or Patriots have been in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, that's still going. Yeah, that's still active.
That's the craziest fucking stat, man. From 11 till now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I just hope you appreciate how great Patrick Mahomes is.
Well, Collinsworth does. We know that.
I mean, you got to be kidding. No, but he kind of went with Williams last week on that throw. I mean, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah,
Dude, Collinsworth could be at Starbucks and watch somebody order a coffee and be like, Mahomes. The last time I saw somebody order a coffee like that, it was Patrick Mahomes. You got a double latte with cream?
I mean, you got to be kidding me. He must have had an internal clock. He went over the second he gets the stir, his coffee arrives. I mean, it's just like, how do you even do that?
I mean, peppermint sprinkles. My God. All right, guys.
I gotta see this again. I can't believe this.
That might be the best order I've ever seen. All right,
He
guys.
hasn't got his scone yet, but there's plenty of time.
That's great. All right, guys, that's the show. Bill thinks the Patriots will win, but the Broncos are good with the points. The Broncos he's taking. I'm taking the Patriots. Bill is taking Seattle. I am taking the Rams. And there you have it.
I'm stealing bread.
Enjoy the shows. Gamble responsibly. Have fun, and we will see you for one more week
And
with
don't
our
blame
Super
your
Bowl
wife
picks.
when you lose your bet.
Or do.
No show next week. It'll be the following week.
it'll be the week after for the Super Bowl.
No show next week. We'll be back a week after for the final show for the Super Bowl. We will see you guys next week, everybody. Enjoy championship weekend.
Bye-bye. All right, that was a great one. I got to run.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy, Bill.
Bye.